Okay, it's fall, it's cold, it's below freezing right now. What do? You troll. You learn how to use planer boards effectively.
Basically what a planer board does is it spreads your baits out away from your boat, so you can run multiple lines. So you could run either two boards on one side, one board on one side, or just one along a break line. If you want to run a bait shallower, say 5 feet down and along a break line, and you can keep the boat in 20-25 feet, and you can have your board up in 10 feet, 30 to 40 feet off to the side. So basically what you're doing, you're putting your baits where you want them. Whether you want them out close to shore or out deep. You can also use them to run suckers off of. Guys do that to keep the suckers away from the boat. And again, put them on break lines, on weed edges and stuff like that. Boat can be in like say 20 feet, and the weed edge is in 10. You got that board on that edge, and you're fine. And with the deeper lines and stuff like that. So that's basically all boards are doing, is spreading out your lines and keeping your lines from tangling and stuff like that. So you can run multiple lines. 3, 4. Some guys run 8 lines, depending on where you're fishing and the regulations and stuff like that. So basically that's what these are doing for you, these planer boards. And we'll go over and show you how they actually will spread the baits out for you. Basically there's two sizes. There's the magnum size boards and the regular size boards that some guys call them walleye boards. These are 2 magnums, and here's a sample of a regular size board. And basically they work the same way. It's just that your big magnum baits you're going to run off like your 13-inch grandmas. And your oversized baits, the ones that pull real hard, you're going to want to probably use your magnum boards so it'll keep the boards out, keep the baits out. They won't pull back so far. And then also the smaller baits, anything like 10 inches under, these smaller boards will handle those fine. Up to maybe like a 10-inch jig or a 9-inch grandma or something like that. But the magnum baits, 10, 12, the ones that pull real hard, you're going to want to probably run these magnum boards because they're going to stay out for you. And what we'll do is we'll kind of show you how they get and how they force the baits away from the boat, so you can run multiple spreads. If you got a fish on, the board's going to stay on the line, hopefully, which these, with these good clips and stuff on that. Basically what you want to do is you reel it, you make sure you don't reel it all the way to the rod tip, but you reel it a couple feet from the rod tip. And so when you lift it up, the guy lifts it up, I grab it, the board, the fish is still on, and you quickly pop these releases, bam, and then reel up the slack real quick, and hopefully the fish will stay on. Usually once you get to the board, the fish is hooked pretty good because you've already fought the fish for 30 or 40 feet, maybe a couple minutes, so the fish is usually going to stay hooked. So it's just a quick, get that board out, get it off quick, and make sure there's not a lot of slack there, and then you're good to go. And it's fight the remaining of the fish, whether there's another 100 feet to fight it, or another 30 feet or whatever. And then you just get the board out of the way, and then you just fight it like it's a normal trolling pass. Basically what we're doing here is we're letting a line out here, the line counter, whether it's going to be 40 feet or 100 feet or whatever. Just got 20 feet on this one to show you what's going on. And basically what I'm doing, it helps when you have somebody, you can do these by yourself, but it helps to have somebody hold the rod for you. But basically what you want to do is clip the front clip first. On the right side, we're on the right side of the boat. So you clip the front one first. And lock that down. And you're clipping the back one second. And you make sure it goes below that tooth there, that clip. And that holds on. You don't want these boards to slide or release, if you're hitting bottom or if you get a fish on, they stay locked on there. And basically you can see it, and I'll let it out maybe another 30 feet. But you can let up to 50, 60 feet out extra and get that board an extra 30 to 40 feet, whether it's on a break line or just making a spread. If you're over open water, you got more baits, and you can set different levels, higher baits on clear water if you want to get them away from the boat. That's where the board helps a lot, and it gives you basically doubles or triples your spread, so you're covering more water. Here's a quick tip on using on these boards. When it gets below freezing, when you start getting like in that 20-degree temperature,
which it is today.
Yeah, it's getting there, and then the forecast doesn't look good. But what I do is, especially if you're moving from spot to spot, once these get wet, these things will freeze pretty fast. And what you got to be cognizant of is the pads on these will freeze together. They'll lock up, and if you don't have a heater on board or whatever. So what I do, a lot of times I'll take a piece of cardboard. I'm just using a dollar bill, and when I'm in between, once I pull the board in to take the baits off, I stick a piece of cardboard or a piece of paper in between that clip, like that, and that keeps that this rubber padding from freezing shut. And on this one here, you want to make sure you keep it open when you're when you're not using it. You don't. Once you close this and it freezes up, there's like a rubber pad there, and they will freeze up pretty fast in the cold weather. It's the same way with this principle too. If you want to put a piece of a piece of paper or a piece of cardboard in between there, because if it's 20 degrees out and then you're constantly trying to blow and thaw them out and stuff like that, this is a quick tip that when you're fishing in extreme cold weather.
Okay. And Jim gets his money back.
Well, we should have rolled with a C note.